the bear and me so wonderful.
Ding, ding, ding.
Just a hero, so wake up. And then this is where I lose my lyrics too.
Wake up, the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. And the time to see the brighter side of every situation.
See, I remember it when you're singing it, but like, I can't remember all the lyrics off my head. I still watched it.
Okay, we went live while you were singing, by the way. So refresh my Twitch page.
They're gonna know I sing now. They're gonna know I have a voice.
I shared
Is it a good voice?
I shared your beautiful voice with all 0 of my Twitch viewers.
Too rare, but with the smelly boy, honestly, I can't say you're incorrect. This description of the game.
Yeah, the one Tomb Raider game I played was the reboot on 360, and like this game is literally that. And admittedly, like that came out after this, so that game was copying Uncharted more than Uncharted was copying it. But I'm pretty sure.
Tomb Raider also came out before Uncharted, so
the reboot though, like I'm saying I'm pretty sure the original Uncharted was like inspired by the original Tomb Raider, or at least the Tomb Raider series up to that point.
Tomb Raider. They always have Tomb Raider on the PlayStation store or whatever. It's always there for like $10, and I always want to grab it, but I'm like, is this worth $10? Boy.
The reboot. Not really. I played through it once. I don't regret playing through it, but I tried to play through it again. It is just completely fucking boring when you already know the story.
You know, there's Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and then there's also the reboot too. They're both usually $10.
Just fire up your PS3 and buy like the PS1 ones on that.
Oh goodness.
I have not played them.
I'm
but
so bad.
I have not played them, but they must be more worthwhile than the reboot.
But tank controls, man. Tank controls. I'm so bad at them. I tried playing Resident Evil 2, the original, and
yeah, I was there. But think of it.
Oh yeah.
Think of it like as a historical artifact. It has historical value that this game doesn't. Ooh,
sounds fun. So.
Okay, can I shoot those guns down? By the way. No, I cannot.
Can you shoot it down?
Oh, good news. By the way, I remembered what the reload button was.
Yeah, it's is it one of the triggers?
It should be square, but it's not. But the point is, I remembered what it is.
I know it's not square.
Yeah, and I don't need to tell you what it is because thankfully you're not the one playing. And I say thankfully as in like thankfully you are spared from having to experience this.
Okay, we're gonna set you here while I work on my social studies project.
Yeah, admittedly, I'm being overly mean. This game's not bad so far. It's
not that bad. Are you dying?
No, you're dying.
No, it's you. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if it was me. I don't remember my track record.
X is the jump button, right? Oh, yeah. It's just that the platforming is terrible. Were those two assholes the only assholes there? Really? If you're trying to say something, you're breaking up a lot.
Yeah, because my phone decided to turn off. Is this on 1%? I hope not. 16%. Alright, we'll put on charge in a bit. She'll be fine. It'll be fine.
No. No, you should have your phone on the charger if you're gonna be streaming with it. Same as your laptop.
No, my phone's usually fine.
No.
Yes.
Except no.
My phone... I usually plug in at 5%. That's when it usually gets issues, but before that, it's usually fine. My laptop, on the other hand, when my laptop gets to 50%, it's just like, whoa! Cannot function! So it's been working fine since I've updated it, so that's nice.
So update your phone then.
My phone doesn't need an update.
Yes, it does.
At least that's not what Apple's telling me.
Is this a quick time event? No, okay. It's just platforming with it's just platforming with a completely unnecessary cutscene. Hooray! He's gonna run out of bullets sooner or later.
Is this your method? Thinking the AI can run out of bullets?
I mean, he is reloading.
He's also the AI. He could have infinite ammo for all you know.
No, that would be cheating.
But enemies love to cheat.
But that's illegal. Just like enemies healing.
Oh my gosh! Don't talk to me about enemies healing.
Don't talk to you like you're not the one who played Blaster Master 02. Like
That's true.
I should sit you down with the not quite final boss of that game, and then you can and then after you beat that, you can talk to me about enemies healing.
All enemies healing. Not very nice. Enemies healing, enemies dodging, enemies moving.
Enemies living. Don't have a whole lot of ammo left, and the enemies aren't dying close enough for me to scavenge their ammo, so that's concerning. But I get the feeling that's about to change. There we go. Dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll. The true Dark Souls begins here.
Oh man, I should stream Dark Souls one time. Dark Souls 3, and then cry because that first boss, man, 40 tries.
We could make a drinking game out of every time you die and call it Drunk Souls 3.
Maybe when I'm 19.
But 19 isn't. But 19 isn't 21.
19 is 21 in Canada.
International math. Interesting. Okay, I can climb on these vines. I like how in platformers, when there's a ladder, you can like jump up it to go faster. Oh, fun!
Ooh, someone joined.
Is it Mario Slayer?
Mario Slayer's here tonight.
Hi, Mario Slayer.
Hi, Mario Slayer.
Say hi in the chat or you're banned.
Banned from the server, banned from the Twitch chat.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. We are indeed. Oh, you know what's a game I would love to stream sometime? The Last of Us, because I love that game. And I also played on easy when I played it, so I want to see, have I improved?
You haven't. You should stream a better game like The Last of Us Part 2.
Don't even start on that bullshit.
The Last of Us Part 2 is a better game because Joel dies in it.
Spoilers. For people who don't know anything about it.
I mean, doesn't it happen like in like the first act of the game?
I have no idea. I haven't played.
You haven't played it yet, you're still complaining about it.
I've watched playthroughs of it, and I've watched people play it, and yeah, I don't like the story. I mean, I watched the whole gameplay of it. The gameplay's fine. Gameplay's just like the other one, except gorier. Gameplay looks fine. Story's just... not as cool.
Story does things you don't like, therefore story bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just feels like... See, it does things I don't like, but if it did in a different order, I'd be fine with it. But they don't create any sympathy for this certain character, which is why they should have put the certain character, their parts, at the very beginning. And that's how the game should have started. And then they should have moved into the other things, and you've been like, oh, I can justify this now. But no, you just end up hating this character the whole game. Silly. Silly. I wouldn't have minded if they did it like that, though. Though the voice actor who played this character should not be getting the hate that she is getting. It's not fair.
Is she still getting death threats over it?
Yes! It's ridiculous.
Wow, you'd think people who hated the game would have moved on by now.
No, boss. No. People are crazy.
Yeah, I suppose people would have to be crazy if they're that attached to a shit character like Joel. Controversy gets the clicks. What can I say?
Can I say except I'm controversial?
What can I say except like, comment, subscribe?
I need it. Come on. You know you want to stay up. There you go. Now!
Yes.
There you go. Now I can walk.
Where do you want me to go, game? Do you want me to grenade this? Do you want me to grenade it properly?
The social studies project is asking me for an opinion and to respond to the statement. But, like, the funny part is, the statement is so vague that it could be both sides. I'm just here like, I see it from both sides. Someone give me help. I don't know which side to defend.
Just make out like both sides are terrible.
Both sides. I agree with nothing.
I am smarter than everyone, which is why I'm a centrist. That's sarcasm, by the way. Centrists are the fucking dumbest.
Nathan Drake.
Drathan Nake.
Nate.
Nolan North.
Sweet.
I don't know if Nolan North is sweet. I've never met the man. If you're Nolan North, sound off in the chat, leave a comment, like, comment, subscribe.
How come everyone? Okay, so I'm getting notifications all day of people moving into online school all throughout Canada, and we're still in real life school and online school.
Your school board is underfunded? I don't know.
I mean, they already made that my sibling has to leave school an hour earlier. And still starts the same time. They get 20 minutes of lunch. That's it. Their lunch is the same time as the recess. Just so that they can have the students don't merge together with other schools.
Jesus, there's more assholes.
There's so many.
There's way too many
Also,
enemies in this game.
There's way too many enemies.
This game could use more friends. It's a good thing this game doesn't grade me on my accuracy. Oh, that is not the reload button. Don't worry, I figured it out. Come on, game, give me a fucking break. I took cover.
Grave's like, no.
Sure would be nice if I had a health meter.
Sure would be nice if the game was nice to you.
Sure would be nice if this game was good.
Better watch where I'm going.
Oh, I guess this guy who was shooting at me got hit by a trap.
Poor thing.
Nah, he was an asshole. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
Better watch where I'm going.
Oh. Oh. Okay, I did the exact same thing as last time, but this time Drake actually grabbed the platform. I mean, or the ledge, not the platform. But you get what I mean.
Yeah. You know what game I've always wanted to finish that I never finished on the PS3?
The PS3. You never finished the PS3?
No, I never finished on the PS3. The Prince of Persia game that came out for it. I really loved the way it looked. I got past like the first 3 bosses, but then I got to like the 4th boss, and it required you to jam on your button, and I just could never do it.
It requires you to what?
Jam on your button, you know, like rapidly.
Oh, like a quick time event, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
The bosses were basically quick time events. That one required you to continuously press on your button to jam it. And then another one required you to just hit buttons at certain times. Another one required you to hit your analog stick up or down, or keep it going in a circle.
Yeah.
And
Here's my secret for efficient button mashing. Just take your right hand off the controller and use your index finger.
that sounds like it could work.
Yeah, I can mash way faster with my index finger than I can with my thumb.
Hmm.
Can I shoot this like in Resident Evil? I can. Thank you, Leon Kennedy. Motherfuckers walked into their own landmines, looks like. I'm not sure why you would ever pick the shotgun over the AK.
Ah.
Can you tell I don't really play? Can you tell I don't really play a whole lot of shooters? The ones I do tend to play have like RPG elements, like Borderlands.
I don't play a lot of shooters either. I played Resident Evil, obviously. I don't like really other shooter besides that though. I mean, I play Call of Duty, but I don't like it. The Last of Us is a shooter. So I
Is
play
it?
that. Yeah, it's a shooter and stealth. One of those like it's a lot of stealth, but like you have to shoot your enemies and stuff. Um, or you can sneak up and attack them. I usually was just like, I'm gonna take the sneaking up route because haha, going and guns blazing is never a good idea. What else is a shooter? I can't really think of a lot of shooters I play.
I am already considering bumping down to easy, in all honesty.
That's fair. I mean, if you don't play a lot of shooters, it only makes sense to bump down to easy.
Like I definitely could get through this if I spent long enough at it, but I don't care enough to.
Yeah.
And I am streaming this just as filler while waiting for a game I'm actually interested in coming out. I have 10 handgun bullets left. No, no, no. Back in cover. Back in cover. Alright, all I've got left is 11 shotgun shells. I genuinely don't get what's happening in the melee combat. Like, I think enemies are blocking my hits sometimes, but like I'm supposed to do a square triangle square or combo on enemies to make them drop more ammo, but like that doesn't work all the time. Oh, fuck you, game. Wait. Okay, I don't have to fight all the enemies again. Fuck you, retracted.
Yay!
Oh, I can just,
double up.
I can just dive roll over the tripwires.
Get wrecked, tripwires.
No, don't get wrecked. Stay where you are so you don't get tripped.
I can imagine though, when this game first came out, it was absolutely stunning.
I only bothered watching the zero punctuation review of it, and like he complimented the water physics like really highly.
Wow. You have to be kidding.
Okay,
You got to be kidding me.
I looked up how many segments this game is. There's 22 named segments. This is the 5th.
All right. That's not bad.
Not a terrible pace. Kind of a terrible game though. I kid. Mostly.
Apparently 4 is really good.
The only thing I do know about 4 is that you play a level of Crash Bandicoot in it.
Yes.
And apparently
you can't win.
Well, you can win if you're good at Crash Bandicoot.
You can't win the first time.
You can.
No, I'm pretty sure that they have it intuited. It's impossible that you can win the first time. And that it is possible to win the second time. Or is it impossible the second time and impossible the first time? I don't know. I know that one of the times it's not possible and one of the times is possible.
It can't be impossible. It can't be impossible either time because it's just Crash Bandicoot.
No, they edited it. Like Sony or whatever the company once said, you can't win this time ever because we edited that you can't win. It's basically just a sequence.
Naughty Dog.
Yeah, it's basically just a sequence.
Yeah, they're the developers who made the Uncharted games, and also the Last of Us games, and also the Crash Bandicoot games.
Makes sense.
Also the Jak and Daxter games, but those aren't anywhere near as well remembered. They're fondly recalled, but not by as many people as the Crash Bandicoot games.
Rip.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Don't mention it.
Can I swing on these vines too? No. Nope. Thank God this game doesn't have a lot. Thank God this game doesn't have lives. What was the last game you played that had extra lives in it? Focused on your homework?
No, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
Mario? Can't think of another game that has extra lives than that I have played.
Yeah, the funny thing is that's not even true anymore because like Mario Odyssey doesn't have extra lives.
Haven't played Mario Odyssey 1 now. Last Mario I played was the one on the the first Mario Brothers, because I played on my 3DS. And cried because it's hard. I'm not good at it.
There used to be back when Flash games were a thing. There was a Flash game called Super Mario Brothers Crossover where you could play as like a whole bunch of other different video game characters from like the NES and SNES eras. And one of the characters was Link, and I've only beaten the original Super Mario Brothers through the Super Mario Brothers Crossover game as Link.
I love that.
I hope somebody managed to archive that.
Serious.
I'm very serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Wasn't I just out here?
Gotta build up momentum. Oh. Yeah, that vine was blending in with the walls, so I didn't see it. I thought I had to make a further jump than I did. And then I pressed the drop button instead of the jump button. Hey, do you want a hint? No, game, I don't want a hint. I love how he hits a wall and just goes completely limp.
He's like, I don't understand.
He's like, well, I've had enough of living for one day. Blah. Flops over like a rag doll. Me when anything inconvenient happens to me ever. Hey, do you want a hint? No. Are you sure? Yes. You seem pretty bad at this game. Shut up. Hey, are you sure you don't want that hit? Yes, I'm sure. Maybe you should bump down to easy. Maybe you should bump down to shut up.
That's how I felt when I was playing Persona 5 Strikers on hard.
Except instead of the game saying maybe you should bump down, it was me.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was for your own good, because you were saying out loud this wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah, and it is fun now, but like, bro, I defeated one boss.
Yeah. You're saying pride wouldn't allow it.
Pride wouldn't allow it, but pride did allow it. My pride can run short sometimes.
Your Kingdom Hearts proud mode.
Bust through that window. Alright.
Oh gosh, imagine me trying to play Kingdom Hearts on proud mode.
Or Kingdom Hearts 2 on critical mode.
Or any game on any hard mode.
Are there any games you feel like you could play on hard mode?
Age of Calamity. Well, Resident Evil 2 remake. Resident Evil 3 remake eventually. Horizon Zero Dawn. Probably not The Last of Us. I died a lot on easy, so I don't know how much I've done. I can't think of another game. I don't know. I feel like most Nintendo games I've been able to play on easy. I mean, on hard. I can play them on easy. And then PlayStation games I usually can't play on hard games. They're games.
I
But to be
see.
fair, Breath of the Wild Master Mode is not very nice sometimes. Because enemies heal.
That's illegal.
Exactly. Now, apparently the sword trials, which is something I haven't done yet, is really on normal.
Oh shit.
And I'm gonna try on Master Quest.
You,
Yeehaw.
you brave, brave soldier.
Uh, um, yes.
Also, you could add like regular Hyrule Warriors to that list of games you could play on hard mode, but like that's only because like Warriors hard modes like are just like enemies do more damage and like and have more health, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually change anything. It just takes slightly longer.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it adjusts the amount of experience enemies give when killed.
I don't know. I just know.
That's how little of a difference it makes.
I played. What level did I try playing on hard on my 3DS? I tried playing one of the Twilight Realm ones. I tried playing on hard, and I wasn't a high enough level for it because I was close to being a high enough level, but I just could not get past. I couldn't defeat Zant or something. I don't know. He was just too hard, too powerful, and he has too much health, and he took off too much on my character that I was using. So you do need to be a certain level for it, definitely though.
Okay,
Or just good game.
okay, so when I stream Hyrule Warriors, I'm gonna do the story mode on hard just to flex on you.
Imagine if there was a mode past hard.
There is.
There is?
Yeah. It's like hero mode or something. You unlock it at when you first beat the story.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Not because again, all it really changes is like how long it takes because of enemy numbers being higher.
Huh.
Like by the time hero mode is available, all the characters you use in the story, you have a high enough level that it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. I mean, they seem to level up very fast, and I mean, with my sibling getting to use any character they want.
That might be a factor in why you're having a problem because your sibling is jumping around characters instead of leveling one up.
Um, it's great. My sibling can be Giram in like the 3rd level. Really funny. My sibling was Giram when we were like in the Skyloft level. Remember how?
Yeah,
Do you remember how hard I found that level?
Yeah, the one where Girahim shows up.
It was very funny. It was quite a time. I was just there like, okay.
Yeah, Girahim is kind of overpowered if you know how to use his X button move, though. Because like he tags an enemy with it, and like while that enemy is tagged, his attacks toward them have like extra effects that do even more damage. It's crazy.
Major overkill.
Like he could take on over level enemies that are too high level for him with that X ability. I don't know what button it would be if you were using the Zelda style controls though, because I don't use those. Where am I getting shot from? I can't even tell. Oh, there, that guy. Oh, he's a chunky boy, and now he's a deady boy.
Chunky and thick.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Jesus. I apologize. I did not mute myself.
It sounded like you said you were. It sounded like you said something about muting your son there. I don't like cover shooters, I'm finding.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy like Borderlands. I enjoy like the Saints Row games. I like shooting people and I like having people shoot back at me. I just don't really like having to take cover and then having to abandon my cover because grenade. Okay, that was satisfying. Okay, that's a grenade wasted because there isn't a cancel button.
Come in handy.
Okay, now I can pick up a gun I can actually have find ammo for. Completely out of assault rifle. 40 handgun bullets. And 40 is the cap, apparently. Okay, game, where do you want me to go now? Hey, I shot you in the head, no fair.
No fair. No, I wanted to roll, not take cover. This game is just not fun to control, honestly. Yeah. To be fair, it's old.
I mean, it's not its age that's the problem. It's like the genre. It's a cover.
Then you would not like The Last of Us.
Yeah.
The Last of Us acts a lot like this.
Yeah, it's a cover-based shooter. So like, I want to have fun, like jumping around and rolling around. Just like make. I want the movement itself to be fun, but it just isn't.
Say they're very good.
Yeah, you would hate The Last of Us then, because that is what The Last of Us is. It's just, it's mostly just hiding over covers and undercover and stuff like that.
Yeah, We've established cover shooters not my thing.
Though I love it, so I will certainly play it.
If you stream that, I might not tune in, honestly.
Why not?
Because I don't care about the story or the characters, and like gameplay is not that fun to me.
I mean, but you could just do it. Just talk to me, though.
I can talk to you anytime, though.
I mean, I don't know. I've joined. There are some streams that don't interest me, but I join them.
Fair enough.
Now, I understand if there's a game that you want to play. I won't stream any games that you want to play, and you won't stream any games that I really want to play.
Well, I stream games that I want you to want to play.
No, you want me to want to play, but like that's different.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, you see how fun this game is? Don't you want to buy it? Don't you want to play it? Don't you want to get into it so you can talk to me, so I can talk to you about it?
Yeah. The games you're already interested in playing, we don't. Like when I stream Resident Evil 7, you're not interested in playing it, so all good. You're interested in hearing me scream.
And pee your pants, yeah. No,
You know how I am with horror games. I love them, but they scare the shit out of me.
they also scare the pee out of you.
Pretty much.
Okay, game, where am I going now? Oh, there's a zip line that I couldn't see.
Woo, zip lines. Hey, Kenny. You have come to join us.
Remember the zip line from Kingdom Hearts 1? That's what I thought. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry.
What the hell's she doing?
You only apologize for sneezing. I forgive you.
I need to apologize for everything. Especially being alive.
That's not your fault, though. It's none of our fault that we're alive. It's our parents' fault.
It worked. There he is. Up there. Get on the gun. Oh boy.
Gee, those subtitles sure were helpful.
Gee whiz.
Ooh, a magnum. I'm assuming.
I've only lost a little bit of the second one. And the last one of this game. I could say the second one is definitely a lot better than this one.
How is it different?
It's just, no, not different, just better.
Yeah, how? What changes to make it better?
Well, the controls. The enemy layout. It's not as like, I don't know, it's just not like this completely.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the gate that opened. Also, I should be checking these dudes for ammo they dropped. And they didn't drop any, how selfish. There we go. Now I have assault rifle ammo again. Oh, I wanted to go through this door.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Oh, fun. Good thing Drake just magically heals up from bullet wounds in seconds. Can I get up here? No. Yeah, like you see how like wet Drake is right now. That's the big thing that Yahtzee complimented in his review. Like the water, they put a lot of work into the water physics.
Imagine a time when characters went in water and they didn't get wet.
Imagine what?
I said, imagine a time where when characters went in water, they didn't come out wet.
Yeah, that was like most of gaming history.
Yeah. Except like in the last like 10 years, it's been a lot of water.
Well, this game was 2007, so
So 15 years. 20 years? I don't know. I don't remember the first game that actually had that you got wet.
I believe that was wet for the Xbox 360.
Wait, is that a real game?
I mean,
I know nothing about
yeah,
the Xbox. So.
yes and no. There was a game for 360 and I think also PS3 called Wet, but like it wasn't like a champion of water physics or anything.
Okay.
From what I heard, it was just like a generic third person shooter with a female protagonist,
Lovely.
an edgy female protagonist.
Oh, our favorite.
You love the edgy boys and the edgy girls. Your favorite character of all time is Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh no. Actually, I liked Silver more than Shadow as a kid. Why? I don't know. Don't ask past.
Because he's literally Trunks from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god! Holy shit, you're right. And I love Trunks, so he's still like, we love him still.
What do you think of Princess Trunks?
Gorgeous. Beautiful. A picture of pure beauty. I mean, I still haven't watched.
Shoot what barrel?
Those? I guess so.
Kinda don't like this game. Not afraid to say that.
This place could use a good plumber.
I mean, hey, it's first impressions, man.
Wahoo! You know who's a plumber? Mario. Wahoo! A much better game.
It's me, Mario.
I'm gonna say it. Mario 64, a better game than this.
I love Mario 64.
Yeah, Mario 64 is fun.
I do. I have the Mario Maker 2, but I have not played it yet. My sibling got it for me for my birthday, which was in February. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I had the first one on Wii U, but then I traded it in because I didn't make as many levels as I thought I would.
I want to make some levels, but I'm also... I'm not creative. Alright, let's try this project now. I think it's good.
Yeah, well, it goes without saying that you're not creative. That's why we're here on Twitch.
Oh boy.
Yes. Alright. Turned in the project, so I don't have to cry anymore. Turn off my laptop.
Oh, Peach was here and left, and I didn't even notice. Sorry, Peach.
I
If you're watching
I
if you're
didn't
watching
notice
the
either.
if you're watching the recording of this, sorry, Peach. Love
I
you.
love you, Peach. I'm sorry, Peach.
You gotta speak up
No.
with your voice that we love hearing.
Peach's voice is so nice, though.
Oh,
Weep is sore right, though. To what? What am I right about? I don't know what that was about.
everything.
10:51.
Sorry.
Zoom tight.
I wonder if OBS has like a cough button feature, like a push to mute. Because that would be
That would
handy.
be lovely. That'd be real nice.
Although they probably don't, because they probably expect most of their user base to be people who have multiple monitors.
Yeah.
People for whom it's no big deal to just click on the volume mixer.
Imagine having more than one monitor.
Yeah, imagine being that rich. Imagine having dual monitor money.
Having money. I spent most of my money on my Mother's Day gift today.
She deserves it, though.
She does deserve it. She deserves all my money.
No, I deserve all your money.
Listen, I'll go half and half with you all.
I was mostly joking there. I hope you understand.
I love them mostly.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you wanted to give me money, I wouldn't say no.
Hi, Kitty.
I wonder if the trophies in the original PS3 version were this mindless.
Probably.
I wonder if this game had a multiplayer mode back when it first came out.
I know the second one still has a multiplayer mode. Or is that the third one? I don't know, my dad plays all the time. Can't remember if that's the second one or the third one that has a multiplayer mode in it. I'm pretty sure it's the second one, though.
I can't imagine why it wouldn't be in all three, or all four, at this point. When are they gonna make? When are they gonna make the Uncharted kart racer? When are we gonna get uncarded?
If that comes out, I'm gonna cry.
And also the Last of Us kart racer, the Fast of Us.
The Fast of Us. Oh man, remember the DreamWorks kart racer or whatever?
Nope.
Oh, I have it and I don't want it. It's such a bad game.
Yeah, I would.
Ride
Yeah, I would imagine. That's why I haven't heard of it.
Man. I got it for Easter one year, and when I got it, I instantly knew. Okay, gotta act like I like it. Gotta act like I like it. And this was when I was like 11, so I was not picky, but I knew this was a shit game.
You're not picky now.
I know I'm not picky now, but I'm more picky than I was when I was like 11.
Are you though?
I don't know.
Like, are you really? I don't think so.
I don't know. My mother just looks at me and she's like, "You're too neutral, goddammit." Mom's like, "You hate nothing. You pretty much love everything, or you're just neutral about everything. How can someone be like that?" I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, you could stand to have a bit more hate in your heart.
I hate myself sometimes. Is
Yeah.
that good enough?
You know what? I think it would be good for you to redirect that hate to things that actually deserve to be hated. Because you deserve nothing but love and good things.
I'm getting certainly love from my kitty cat right now. She's cuddling with me. Good girl.
We do love cats. Cats don't deserve any of the hate that anyone gives them, ever.
No. You know what I realized though? People say that cats are unpredictable, and then people that own cats say dogs are unpredictable. So it's just based on what you've grown up with, really.
Oh, come in handy.
If you've grown up with and it also depends on the type of cat you have. Like none of my cats are unpredictable. You can pretty much predict what they're going to do. But I know that my friend's cat, if you can predict it still, but it's just like my friend's cat is very vicious and will eat you.
Biting is a love language.
And I know some dogs that are very unpredictable and some dogs that are very predictable. I don't know. It just depends on the animal. Not really on the species, but the actual animal themselves.
I mean, people can be pretty predictable too.
Or unpredictable.
Oh hey, we got raided. Hello, Candy Bomb. Hello, Doggerino. Hello, Tastic.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, like people can be pretty predictable too. Like if you start singing Bohemian Rhapsody, most people will start singing along.
This is true. Why is the purple heart so small?
The medal you get in the army for getting sent home with war wounds.
Maroons.
War wounds.
How's it going there? Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you for coming to share the love. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you for proving my point, Tastic. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama! Ooh.
Didn't mean to make you cry. I'm not back again. Stop! Why? Stop singing.
Because you started, and I wanted to hear your singing. Okay, I have no idea where I'm supposed to go and no idea how to get out of this, although I think I just figured out where to go. There we go.
Wake me up before you go.
Can't wake up. Wake me up inside.
Cats are.
Yeah, so forgive my lack of awareness if you guys were here before this point, but we have established that Silver the Hedgehog is Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. And also
Yes.
Starburst simps for Trunks. So by extension she simps for Silver the Hedgehog.
Ooh, Crypt of Necro Dancer. Isn't it Necromancer?
No, it's Necrodancer because like it's a rhythm based dungeon crawler.
I always thought it was Necromancer. I don't know.
Well, Necromancer is a real term.
Well, yeah. Well, I thought it was it, so. Yeah.
Like then I'm pretty sure I don't actually know the game that well, but I'm pretty sure the Necrodancer is like the final boss of the game.
Oh.
I'm,
Yeah.
I don't like I don't like roguelikes, so everything I know about Crypt of the Necrodancer I learned from Cadence of Hyrule.
Yeah, I only have Cadence of Hyrule. I have Cadence of Hyrule, the DLC, though.
Yeah, I enjoyed what I played of Cadence of Hyrule, but I'm pretty sure one dungeon left, and it's the dungeon you have to go through a Lost Wood sequence to get through, and I just can't muster up the fucks to get through it.
I've already gone through the Lost Woods. That's the side I took first. I'm on the other side now. I think I was on Death Mountain, maybe.
Elena, where are you?
I don't remember exactly where I was to, but I remember, yeah. I'm just not very good at keeping my rhythm, so I always end up dying.
Well,
And I'm like, ah.
yeah, the rhythm doesn't really matter too much. I find like if you just focus on like dodging attacks, that'll work.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh hey, more combat. Jesus, it's never just one or two dudes with this game. It's always like a fuck ton.
Yeah, I think that's why 2 is better, because the enemies are it's the same amount of enemies, but the arenas are bigger. Yeah, and this Uncharted game is okay. I would recommend probably playing like 2 or
Is two any
3. I haven't personally played them, but they look a lot better.
is two any better about the thing where you can't really tell where an enemy is until like the best way to find out where an enemy is to see where they shoot you from?
I think they gave you a sense in 2. Or was that 3?
What, like an eagle sense, like in Batman?
Yeah, or like the senses in Assassin's Creed, Horizon Zero Dawn,
Batman did it first.
Persona 5. Yeah, those senses.
Yeah,
Or for some reason,
all of those
different.
games are just copying Batman.
Batman. What is that meow you're making, cat? Come here.
You know, I should get out of this gunfire. It's not good for my health. Candy Bomb, you're from what I'm experiencing right now, you're not really missing much if you're not into third-person shooter. If you're not into like cover shooters. Like I'm playing through this to cross it off the bucket list, but it's not really grabbing me. Is there any up there? Oh, there.
Boom. At least it lets you know that there's a grenade around. Oh, the grenade physics are a bit, strange.
Grenades aren't I don't find grenades particularly useful as a player. I find them plenty annoying as a hazard, though.
Grabbing all the items around. So we have ammos to go to town. Ammos, not ammo, ammos. I can't see.
I mean, it makes about as much sense as when British people say maths, because it's mathematics. There are multiple of them. Like it's ammunitions. There are multiple of them. So yeah, ammos makes sense, kind of.
Yeah.
If you're a twat. Okay, I'm kind of glad I'm not like stirring up the hornet's nest of the Uncharted fandom by like shit talking the game while streaming it.
No, I think most people agree that this is not they're not the greatest games in the world, especially not the first one. I know that two is beloved. I know four is beloved. I don't think people love three, and I know people definitely don't love one. I'm sure there are a few fans that do. Of course, there's always someone always likes the game, but I think the general opinion is people like two and four.
What I remember is either the third one or the fourth one. I think was had the subtitle "A Thief's End," and I remember thinking at the time, like looking at the box art and thinking, why didn't they missed an opportunity to put Nathan Drake's ass on the cover, because then that would be "A Thief's End."
Yeah, that's three. No, that's four. Yeah, because I think three is
Symbol.
called.
But what's that got to do with the tower?
Let's see. Uncharted 3. What's the actual name? Uncharted 3 is called Drake's Deception. What an edgy name, my god.
Drake's Misfortune, Uncharted 2. I don't even remember what the subtitle is for Uncharted 2, and I was just looking at it when I booted up this
Among
game.
Thieves. Among three. Among Us, except it's Among Thieves.
There we go. Uncharted, Amogus.
Among Us.
No, Uncharted 2, Amogus. Okay, I guess I need to go scrounge up a couple of keys. I am pleased to see that like the bringing up the journal wasn't just a solve puzzle for the player button, like it was with those four buttons earlier.
Yeah.
You remember those? Just take all the mental work out of doing a puzzle.
I like that song.
You should play Pokemon then.
Yeah. The only Pokemon game I played is Hey Pikachu for the N64.
That's not a game.
And I played
Like Hey Pikachu is not a game. It's an app before apps were a thing.
and I played was it I know I played an old Pokemon game a long time ago.
Pokemon Conquest for the Nintendo DS.
It was for one of those smaller consoles. I don't think it was a DS though.
How many screens did it have?
What do you mean? It had one screen.
Okay.
I was about to say, what do you mean? Yeah, I had one screen.
Was it in color?
Yes.
Okay, so it probably wasn't red, blue, or yellow.
It had very little color, but it was in color.
Were there shoulder buttons on the system you played it on?
Yes.
Okay, so it was on the Game Boy Advance.
Yes. That makes sense. But I don't know what the game was.
Was it Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire?
May have been. I have no idea. I played it once, and it was because I was bored. And it's not a game we own, so I played it on someone else.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Gold, and then I went back and bought Yellow, but I never beat it. And I only beat like I also like double dipped and bought Crystal, which is the same generation. And I only beat either of those with like a Mewtwo traded from a friend.
Fun.
This somehow constitutes a hint, I guess. What does this have to do with keys? Like, I get that it's a platforming segment, but like, okay, how do I get it started? Yeah, I see, game. Do I have to climb up to the zip wire again? Parappa the Rappa. I've seen videos of that, never played it, and I don't have any interest in playing it in all honesty.
It was really funny in PlayStation All Stars. Rap of the rap.
I've seen enough of it to get like the kick punch it's all in the mind and I gotta believe memes, and I feel like I don't need to be exposed to more of it than that. Oh.
I gotta believe in me. Rapper the Rapper knows a lot about that. Oh, so it taught you the controls of a new system.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
my house didn't get a PlayStation until the DualShock, until like, but by the time there was a PlayStation in my household, DualShocks were the controllers that came bundled with it. So that was a bit after my time. I mean, before my time. I know how things work. I'm not an idiot, I swear.
Yeah, my dad had all the consoles. He had PS1, the PS2, the PS2 Slim, PS3, the PS3 Slim, my sibling owns the other model, the one that slides open. It was like one of the last models of PS3.
Yeah, that's the model that's in my room right now.
That's the model that's upstairs. We've had.
I hit circle. Fuck you, game.
We have the PS4, the PS4 Pro. We don't have a Slim though. We've had a lot of PlayStations. PS Vita, PSP, all the PS, and we've had like a lot of Nintendo systems. We don't have any of the NESs, the SNES, but we have.
That's a shame because look, the SNES is fucking tight.
Yeah, I know. I kind of want it, but it's expensive now. We had the N64, the GameCube, the Wii. Didn't get the Wii U. I had a DSi, and we still have a DSi, but that's my siblings.
Yeah.
3DS, 2DS, and a Game Boy Advance, and that's it, I think. Oh, and a Switch, of course, but that's mine, so.
Yeah.
I didn't have every PlayStation, but I did have a PS.
So Sony changed their minds about closing up the PS Vita and 3 stores. They're still getting rid of the PSP store, but enough people yelled at them that they're keeping up the other ones. For now.
Yeah, I mean PSP is pretty old now, and the only thing that was really worth playing on it was Crisis Core.
Yeah, I hope
and Birth by Sleep, of course.
I hope they're keeping up the PSP games that are available on the Vita store, because like there were genuinely good worthwhile games on the PSP. But, like I didn't have one because like consoles is expensive, so I had a DS. That was my choice for that generation. Well, a DS Lite, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, the PS. What else did the PSP have that was a good game besides from Crisis Core? That. I mean, there was a Parasite Eve game, Paradise Eve, Parasite Eve, whatever it's called. There was one. Wasn't it called like 13th Birthday or something? It was a shooter. There was also they had.
I want to say it was called the third birthday, and all I remember hearing about it
Oh yeah,
is like it had a female main character, and there was something about her situation that made the game sexualizing her really fucking creepy.
yeah. There was also. What else was there? The Cydia games came out for that first. Final
Fi-
Fantasy and Cydia games. They were okay. They were okay.
Final Fantasy IV Complete Collection.
There
All,
was also.
also
Trying to think.
Final Fantasy III. That's how I play. That's how I played what I have played of that game. The PSP port of the DS remake.
Trying to think. What else was there? There was a Persona 3 Portable. Was that out for the PSP first?
I'm pretty sure Persona 3 Portable is exclusively on PSP, and it's the only version where you can have
Okay.
a female, and it's the only version of the game where you can have a female main character.
I thought 2 was the one where you could have a female main character.
Nope, three, three and only on the PSP.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep is another good one. That's one of the ones I played. I played that one, and I played Crisis.
You
Those were
you
the only
you
PSP games.
you played Aqua's story of Birth by Sleep, and then you played Terra's story, and was like, this isn't fun. I'm gonna stop playing
Okay, yeah.
because Terra sucks.
That's all though. And then on the Vita, I only played Gravity Rush. Never finished it. Though, oh my god, Gravity Rush 2 is on sale for $14.99 on the PlayStation Store, and then I'm like, I'm buying it. I don't care if I finish the first one, I'm buying it. The first one's still there though for like $34. I'm just here like, what is this price?
Yeah, I
They
own
remastered.
yeah I own a PSTV. I got it for Persona 4 Golden. The things I have used it for. To all I've used it for aside from that is the Adventures of Mana, which is a remake of Final Fantasy Adventure that's only on Vita and mobile, and PSP games like Maverick Hunter X and the two Final Fantasy remakes I mentioned, the 4 Complete Collection and 3.
The hell is she?
That's all I've used my PSTV for.
Didn't have a PS TV because didn't need it.
Yeah,
Though you could get. I
you
got like there's like. Sorry.
yeah, you don't need a PSTV if you have a Vita in your household. Especially not with the stupid bullshit with memory cards. That
Oh my god.
that the Vita had going for it.
Yeah. Oh man. Yes, we have that. Oh. The Nintendo was definitely better in the whole handheld department though. They've been doing it for years. That's why the Switch was like, they were just like, hey look, it's a handheld, but it's also a console.
Yeah, they tried that same thing with the Wii U, but it didn't really work because the gamepad was just a pad. It wasn't the console. That's how they fixed it for the Switch.
They're just like, all right, what can we do to innovate this? And we were like, we can make the pad itself the console. And she's like, genius, genius.
And the pad is also like slimmer and lighter.
And you know,
so it's just better than the Wii U in every way, aside from not having a virtual console.
And besides from not having Twilight Princess or Wind Waker.
It's about to have Skyward Sword though, so there's something the Wii U has going for it above the Switch. No Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword's not that bad.
Yes, it is.
It's so much better with holes that are not most. So much better. And I don't know. Well, I like the story, and you don't like the story. So if you don't like the story, then probably aren't gonna really like the game.
Yeah,
Though gameplay may help that.
I honestly like the gameplay's not that bad. Even the controls aren't actually that bad. I most of the reason I dunk on Skyward Sword is just like to torment its super fans.
Yeah, I'm not a super fan of it, but I do really love it. Though I do admit, like, some of the things, though. I have dealt with Skyward Sword controls.
Doggerino, the controls aren't good, but like they're not like unplayable.
Also, I only finished it this year, and I played it on an emulator where I emulated the controls on my PS4 controller. So it wasn't motion controls, and it was so much better, besides from the harp.
Yeah, the harp sucks even with motion controls.
Yeah, so
like
that's
you know that whole side quest where you destroy the chandelier in the restaurant and you have to work to pay it off. The final leg of that quest is you have to accompany Kina on in a harp performance. And I must have tried that for like 2 hours. I swear I never got it to work.
Yep, I mean, yeah, I tried that. I only gave it like 3 attempts because I was going to get everything in the game, but then I decided, you know what, it's not worth it trying to get this goddamn thing to work.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I wanted to complete that quest line because I like Kina. But I just could not get the harp controls to work.
They were like, apparently you think you're in rhythm, and it's just like no.
Yeah, one of the benefits of the Switch port compared to emulating the game with like buttons and sticks is that Nintendo will have to adjust the harp controls to make sure they work on a controller.
Yeah, so it should be fine. It should be better.
So however many years after Skyward Sword came out and however many years after I first beat it, I will finally actually get to the end of that quest line. When the HD version comes out and I stream it and dunk on it the whole time anyway. Because again, I like needling the diehard Skyward Sword fans.
Now, Skyward Sword though, there are so many fetch quests in Skyward Sword that I did not like. I understand it was to add length onto the game, but I did like the last temple though. I thought the last temple was cool. I liked how that worked. But I didn't like the fetch quests because it was just adding.
Fuck Scrapper. All my homies hate Scrapper.
Oh yeah, I have the physical copy too. It actually belongs to my dad, so I don't own it anymore. But I'm gonna get the physical copy for the Switch as well. Because I like owning physical copies of games I have to spend $91 goddamn on.
Yeah, I have a physical copy of Skyward Sword for the Wii. And I only have a Wii Remote Plus because it was required for that game. So like I got the game and the Wii Remote Plus in the same Christmas Christmas, I think. I think it was a Christmas gift.
The Wii that we had actually belonged to my grandmother, and then my dad bought it from my grandmother. Because we were the only ones that ever used it. Because we used it at... My sibling has the Wii, don't they? Right, my sibling stole the Wii back.
Give your sibling a high five for me, then.
My sibling... Yes, we love my sibling. Though my sibling's having a real sad day today. Their fish died.
Okay, then give them a hug for me along with that high five. Just high five while hugging. Somehow make it work somehow. Oh, I think the game wanted me to shoot this barrel behind the gun turret during that earlier shootout, but I did not see it. So I keep accidentally hitting the grenade button when I mean to reload.
Oof.
Because reload is R1 and grenade is L1, and it's easy to get those mixed up.
Oh, also, when you're done this, Mikey, it's 11:34.
So
I have physical school tomorrow.
So
Oh boy.
I have to go in a few minutes.
do you have to though?
I mean, I would like to not have a migraine in the morning, so I don't throw up on my desk.
So just drink a whole lot of coffee.
That sounds like a great idea.
It is a great idea. Caffeine stops migraines, right?
The coffee tastes gross.
Well, then maybe you should grow some better taste buds.
That's true. My taste buds suck.
Okay, when the exciting music is done with, I'll save and quit.
Sounds good.
Drake,
Drake.
where's Josh?
These aren't Spanish. They're English.
Isn't Patapon a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Fletcher, we have gone to the
Is it?
Great Tower. I pray that you will meet us there.
Doggerino, isn't Patapon a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Wow. So you made it. But what were you plotting?
Oh goody, more exciting music. Another one of these thick boys carrying a shotgun I don't need.
Baby stick. That's it.
Proud of you. I'm proud of you for those lyrics. Yeah, Doggerino, that's what I said, Patapon.
That must be Drake's tower.
Okay. You know what? That's probably a checkpoint, so I'm gonna quit the main menu now.
Hopefully it's a checkpoint.
Okay. That's gonna do it for the stream tonight, Twitch crowd, because Starburst is a baby. I hope.
Hey!
Although I hope you will join her for her. I hope you will join her for her stream tomorrow, twitch.tv/STARBRRR, where the mom from the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody will morph into a JRPG boss, and she will fist fight her. Also, I would just like to mention our streams might or might not be happening on this Friday and Saturday because the Runaway Guys Coliseum will be happening on those days, and I don't want to miss that.
Starburst, guys.
Yeah, Starburst is going to try to make her stream work before the marathon starts on Friday.
Unfortunately, I'm also in real life school, so
yeah. So it's gonna be a challenge to swing. It might not happen, but hey. Either way, I'm going to set up my channel to host that charity marathon. If you guys have the time, you should stop by there. You should stop by there, and if you have the money to spare, you should donate because Direct Relief is a good charity.
And hey, who doesn't want to donate to charity?
And yeah, so I hope y'all have great nights, and I will see you back on Thursday probably. I think. If I'm remembering how days work. Bye.
Yes. Bye, Twitch crowd.
Tune in on Thursday to see Drake die a lot more. Bye.